Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Fiavi, and welcome to my podcast today on Body and Mind Unplugged. You know that sudden jolt you feel when you slam on the brakes or get unexpected bad news? That rush of adrenaline, racing heartbeats, the moment of panic? Yeah, that's acute stress in action. It's your body's natural alarm system designed to protect you in high stakes moments. But what happens when that alarm keeps going off? We ignore it altogether? In this episode, we are going to break down what acute stress really is, how to recognize it, and most importantly, how to manage it before it takes a toll on your mind and your body. So, whether you're a student, a professional, or just somebody navigating life curveball, this episode is for you. Feel free to join us in the comment section and share your thoughts and your experience with that. Joining me today to have this conversation is my very good friend, Dr. Mary Onyalo. She's no stranger to this channel. She's a double board certified nurse practitioner specialized in family medicine and psychiatric and mental health. She's also a good humanitarian who is very passionate about disease prevention and health promotion. So you are in good company. Welcome, Dr. Onyalo.
Thank you.
So without much ado, Dr. Onyalo, can you tell us, in your practice, what are some of the causes of the most common causes that you've experienced people come in with acute stress disorder?
So first of all, we have to understand what is acute stress or what is stress. Um, like Dr. Flavi mentioned earlier, that your body sends signals. Sometimes the signals can be so unpleasant to a point that it causes some confusion, uncertainty, and just a state of panic. So acute stress is not uncommon. It is common, and sometimes majority of us may just think it's normal. So it is normal for you to be alert of what is happening around you or within you. So acute stress in the medical world is a short-term mental health condition that develops within a very short duration. It can be within a day, or the time frame is between 3 days to a month, and then at that point we expect it to resolve. um, so there are some possible things that can cause acute stress. Most of the time, it's those traumatic events that we experience just by being alive alone. We are not immune to having traumas in our lives. So certain traumatic events could be a new terminal diagnosis. So that can cause stress to the individual who is diagnosed, to the family members, and to the society, depending on how many people dependent on this person. Um, Natural disasters can cause acute stress too. There's a wide range of natural disasters, serious accidents. Sometimes you may near an accident. You may not necessarily get into the accident, but you may near that getting into accident, and that can cause stress as well. um Assault, you can be assaulted, or your loved one can be assaulted, your child could be assaulted. That causes stress to the individuals. So those are some of the things that people experience that sends them into having acute stress. So when people come to see like medical providers or clinicians, could be a medical provider, it could be a mental health provider, a therapist. They probably in some level of kind of anxiety or distress, or they've seen a change in their patterns of doing things or behaving towards other people, or somebody has noticed. Because somebody, if you are close to somebody, they will notice this is not the usual person that I know. So they may ask, like, what's going on? And some people will be open enough to say what's going on. Some people may keep it as secret. So there's a wide range.
So the keyword is traumatic experience or sudden bad news.
Yes.
Because how do we differentiate between just having a normal day-to-day stress? Like, oh, I have a lot of appointments lined up today and I'm stressed about it because um my vehicle is broken and I'm waiting on Uber to get here, and all these little things that give us daily stress versus acute stress that is geared towards more of traumatic events, right? So that's how people are going to be able to differentiate. When do people know to seek help? When do they know that this is beyond normal daily stress that we go through?
So, like you said, if you are stressed about what is happening within your schedule for the day, but then you look at it in a way that it is gonna, at the end of the day, the level of stress should go down. Okay, because most of the things that you are stressed about have been resolved. Okay, so we don't expect that stress to linger,
Mm-hmm.
but when it lingers, like let's say you are involved in a serious car accident, or you've been assaulted, or you know the tornadoes came through or hurricane through, and now you are homeless all of a sudden. So you are in this state of like, how am I gonna maneuver this stage of life? Okay, so then you see it puts you in a position where there's so much uncertainties. So when we have so much uncertainties in life, we tend to be stressed because we are humans, and despite that, sometimes it's we are told not to worry, but we tend to worry a lot. We tend to
Yeah,
worry
it's
a
just
lot.
it's just in human nature, I guess.
It is a human nature, especially when you are there's so much uncertainties or things are falling. Like if you've lost a child,
Mm-hmm.
how do you not worry about that? Or how do you not be stressed about, or you've lost a parent, you've lost a close friend? You know, it will get better with time for some people, but some people it will take quite a longer time. So they will stay in that stress mode longer than expected. So there's a difference between daily stresses that puts us in, like, they kind of give you this level of anxiety to do things. I need to do this so it can get out of my schedule. But when a traumatic event happens, there was no plan. So there's a difference. In a traumatic situation, there was never a plan for it.
You
So
didn't see it
it
coming to prepare
catches,
yourself.
yeah, so you don't prepare yourself for those kind of stuff. But if it's just a daily schedule, like, oh, I have to go to school, to work, just house stuff, there's a plan for it, and there's an end to it. You can see an end to it. But when you are involved in a serious car accident, you've lost a loved one, you've been diagnosed with a terminal illness, it kind of puts you in that state of, what does tomorrow mean for me?
So, Dr. Nyalo, what is the toll? What is the impact of acute stress on us emotionally, mentally, and physically?
So the unresolved, because the goal is for these things to be resolved within a short time period possible. But if it is unresolved, most people tend to get into depression,
Hmm.
anxiety, constant worrying, constant restlessness. So most people will be having like anxiety a lot, and then some people will have trouble sleeping because your brain is not resting. Anytime
Mhm.
your brain is not resting, you are not sleeping. So then some people, depending on the level of trauma, what happens, some people can develop PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Some people may develop hypertension. Some people may develop like diabetes. It just depends on what is going on with the individual.
Wow.
But these are very common complications of unresolved acute stress. It is acute because the goal is for it to be resolved within
Hmm.
the time, maybe a month. But that is not usually the case with everybody. So the complications can be dire in long term.
So that's pretty serious. If you're saying that acute stress unresolved can linger on to um, eventually birth more chronic problems, then it
Yes,
means there's a pretty serious situation that we cannot just ignore.
we should find a way of dealing with it, but we shouldn't say that it's gonna go away. It may not go away if you don't do nothing about it. It the goal is for it to resolve within the shortest time possible. So like if you seek help or you go for um somebody to talk to you through what is happening, a lot of psychoeducation. Depending on the level of stress, some people can get hospitalized, especially in a case where somebody becomes suicidal.
Oh, wow. Oh,
People,
wow.
acute stress can actually lead to suicidal thoughts i- in a way. So we have to be very careful with the people who have gone through these traumatic events,
Okay.
because when somebody is hopeless, there's that suicidal thought that comes to certain individual, not everybody, but some people.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Onyalo. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have. And we are going to continue part two of this. Ladies and gentlemen, join us next week for part two, where we are going to delve more into how you can approach acute stress so that you can seek help and it doesn't linger around for too long and potentially or eventually causing more chronic problems. So join us next week and we will be having more discussion on acute stress. Thank you and have a good rest of the day. Bye bye.
Thank you.